All right. So you ready to start? We'll just start talking. We'll call it an interview and we'll just start talking.
Yeah, great.
That work for you? What are you wearing around your neck?
Oh, this is called a uyamik. It's a necklace. And my cousin Boyup, John Chase, made this for me. It's representing walrus. We call it uzvuk is a walrus, and it's representing that. And it's actually walrus tusk, and it's a walrus he hunted. He lives up in Qacung now. He's up in Yupik country, but we're originally from southwestern Alaska. We both grew up in Bethel, in Monterey, but he married a Inupiaq girl from up in Qacung is what it's called, Kotzebue. But he moved up to Qacung probably must be about 10 years ago now, and he's just in that hunter's mecca up there. There's walrus and seal and caribou and whale. I mean, everything you can think of as a hunter and provider. So we grew up in that life. So he's just so happy over there because, to do that, to hunt seal and walrus and all those things like that growing up, we had to go pretty far, right? Because we lived, about 60 miles up the Qacung River. So we had to go really far to get to anywhere where there's seals and whatnot. But he's living a life, living a dream.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, I've only been to Alaska a couple of times, and it was so astounding to me, flying in the float planes and looking over the YK Delta. Yep. I mean, you see all that water and all that land.
Yeah.
And it was so large and so enormous. I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, it's a massive state. It's a massive... There's so much to see. A lot of people come up and they travel to Alaska, but usually go down to they usually go through the inside passage, Juneau, where I'm at now, where all the cruise ships go, and then maybe dock at Whittier, and then take the train to Anchorage, and then maybe up to Denali. And so that's usually what people see. That's kind of this road system. We call it the rail belt. And well over half the people live on the rail belt, most of them living in Anchorage. But once you get away, like you did, flying into the rural parts of Alaska, that's when you really see the special uniqueness of our home and the indigenous population, and really a glimpse of what it was for us as Inuit people or Tlingit people or Unangan or Inupiaq, what life was like, because it's just a generation ago. My mom's generation is that generation that kind of lived that last bit of life before the huge change of becoming part of America. She's older than Alaska, the state of Alaska. I mean, it only became a state in 57. It's a really special and unique place, and not many people get a chance to experience it because it's not built for tourism and all that. So not too many outside visitors go unless you have some kind of business to get there. If you're in the school, a school business or some kind of state or federal project or something like that. There's not too many people go. That are not.
You were raised in a traditional life?
Yeah, we grew up. We grew up very traditional. Yeah, we grew up pretty much in the time when things, there was no television. There was like one station, KYUK, or it was actually called RATNet, Rural Alaska Television, and it was one station, and not everyone had a TV, and so it was like we were out in nature all the time. We were always hunting and fishing and playing out in the nature and hearing traditional stories and doing the thing where everybody had those roles of what everybody in the family had a role in it to play, no matter who you were, from kids to to adult. So we worked really hard together to be able to persist in such a remote place in a harsh environment.